Hi, and welcome back. My name is Freems, and I play eveonline since 2017. Today, part 3 of my eveonline tutorial for beginning capsuleers. I will show you how I organize my windows for in my opinion, the best gameplay and explain some of the functionalities. If you like my content, then please go ahead and press that like and subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Let's get started. So, first of all, I want to put a couple of windows of interest here in the docked situation. There's a small difference between the docked situation and when you're in space. So first of all, let's start with the right window. So you can drag around the windows however you like. You don't need to follow my example. It's just I'm going to show you how I feel that my windows fit the best during my gameplay. So standard, it will be around here, but what I usually do is I drag it to the right corner, the right top corner, so that I don't lose any space on top and in the right. And then I drag it all the way down or somewhere halfway down. It depends. You can always drag, you can always make it bigger or smaller whenever you dock to a station, and it depends more on how many agents, if you do missions with agents, how many agents you have here, how many guests you want to see, how many offices you want to see, how many hangars you want to see, items in your hangar, I mean. So actually the size of this window isn't that important, but yeah, sometimes it reveals some useful information. So let's say we will make it halfway the screen, and then on top I'm going to lock it. You see this small lock icon? This is to prevent that I drag this somewhere else by mistake. By the way, you can do that with every window you set in your GUI. So this is locked. This is fine for me. Quick explanation. So here in the agents tab you will find mission agents, depending on level and what type of mission you want to do. Guests, it's related to the local chat window. I'm going to put them right next to each other. So it's a little bit related, but whatever or whoever is in local means they are in the system where you are right now. These are all the players that are in the same system. The guests are, you will see corresponding names, are the people who are currently in your system but docked to this station. So that's handy to know. Let's move that away. Offices, it's more related to corporations. Whenever you join a corporation, they will be having one or more offices in one or more station, and they can make stuff available over there. But more on that maybe in a later video. This is not for today. The hangars is what you have actually for ships and items, but I never use this view. I always use the view of the inventory window. This is more handy because you can make it as big as you want. You can place it wherever you want. So here you see all your ships. Here you see whatever items you have, and if you click your ship, a bit bigger. If you click your ship, you will see whatever is in your cargo hold. If your ship has a drone bay and you click it, you will see whatever drones you have in there. Whenever you have a mining ship, then there will be a mining hole as well, and then you can see as well what type of ore you maybe have in your hold. But for now, I'm going to close these windows. So by default, it opens the agent tab. And for me, personally, this is fine. Okay, so let's open up the inventory again. I like to place it in the left corner. And I'm going to make it pretty small. The reason is so that I have a lot here in the center, so I can see the gameplay, first of all. Second of all, I also stream regularly on Twitch, for example, and there I make some covers on my location settings, my location windows, or the windows what could reveal my location, so that I don't get ganked while streaming. And therefore I like to make them as small as possible so that I don't lose too much of the game window. So how do I position it? I like to have 3 items in one row, and I like to have about 2 rows visible, something like that. Maybe I will change the height or the width when we go further, but this is about how I set it. The next important window that I use is the personal assets window. It is something like the inventory, but it is cross system, meaning that whatever you have here in the item hanger, we are now in a station in Amson, and to be more precise, we are in the Amson 6 air laboratories. I have 6 items, and that's correct. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, where's 6? But 6 is my ship. So I have 6 items in total in this station. Now, whenever you have stuff in, let's say, in Jita, or in Heck, or in Metzeral, or in wherever station you put stuff, it could be Mind Ort, my apologies, Mind Ore. It could be loot from a mission. It could be stuff you bought while moving through space. It depends. It will show up here. So you will see per region, per system, what kind of stuff you have in there. So to just give an example, if you expand it here, you will see the 6 items I have here in the station I'm currently docked in. But if you remember that you have, let's say, a specific kind of drone somewhere in a system, but you can't remember where, and you need it, you don't want to buy it again because it's an expensive drone, for example, you can search for it too. So just type the name or the first letters of the name of the drone you remember, hit search or the enter on your keyboard, expand, and there you see I have 2 hobgoblins in Amson. So what I can do then is right click it, set destination, go out, and I can fly to Amson to get my stuff and then go back to where I came from. Now it is strange because I set the destination. Oh yeah, of course I am already here. Silly me. So okay, let's move it also to the left. I like to have it as wide as, oh, did you see? I cannot go any further to the left, meaning that this is the minimum width. So it means that I need to make my inventory a little bit bigger. I don't know if you noticed, but as soon as you reach the border of the other window, it will snap onto it, like that. Like so. Alright, this is already good. Then, what I want to have on the left side as well is my chat. which one is very, or for me, the most important chat window? It's the local. In the local, you can always see who is in your system, in your neighborhood. It can give you a good indication whether you need to be worried and need to leave, dock to a system, escape to a moon or a planet, whatever. But always, when you're just hanging around in space, doing mining, exploration, or whatever kind of mission, always keep an eye on the local chat. Now you will see a small difference with your screen. I did by mistake, before I started the recording, I already hit the full member list. So by default you will see this, right? But it's kind of messy, and in this window I really don't want to see those pictures. I don't want to see the avatars because it's too much to scroll, right? So therefore what I always do is show compact member list. It will make it way compact, more compact. It will minimize it actually. So this is what I like, and I usually put it here on the left, just above the personal assets. I will drag it right underneath this, like so, and then I will make it as small as the personal assets and the inventory. And what I also usually do is, you don't care about what everybody is typing in local. In most cases it is only spam, so you can make it as small as you can. Also the chat window here, where you can type your own stuff, you can make it bigger and smaller. I always try to keep it on the smallest position. Now there are people who say that your local needs to be separated from all other chats. So I'm not doing that. I'm keeping the corp next to the local because I keep an eye on it. I always switch back to local. But if you want to do that and you want to separate that, just click on the name of the chat you want to remove and drag it away. So now you have two windows. You can put them next to each other. You can put them on top of each other even. No, my bad. You first need to lock the other one. You can put them on top of each other and then open whenever you want it. But here's the catch. If you open a full screen application or a full screen window, you close it again, the corporation opens automatically again, and you see now it's here hidden behind the local. So it happens every time and I don't like it. So what I do is I just keep it here. I need to unlock it first. I just keep it here in the same window, like so. So for corp, maybe you want to see a little bit more text because you will most likely know those people. Okay, let's lock this window. Let's lock this window in and lock this window in. There is one more window that I like to use and put on top here. It's the locations window. For now it doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to position it anyway already. And you can open it very easily by pressing the L on your keyboard. Oh, make sure you are not in the chat because otherwise it won't work. Press L on the keyboard. So the saved locations, I'm going to make it as wide and as high as possible, right there. So the saved locations, it is per system. So whenever you go through a gate from system A to system B, and you have saved locations in system A and you have saved locations in system B, this window will change every time you jump a gate, and will show you the exact saved locations. You can use that to go back and forward with loot, with ores that you mine, etc. It's really handy. Also, you can put here escape locations. So whenever you are somewhere and you want to be safe, mark a safe location somewhere. It will pop up here. Just right click it, warp, and you're gone. Okay, so this is the part for whenever you are docked. For me, this is fine. Other windows like your wallet, it doesn't matter. You can make them bigger or smaller, whatever floats your boat. You can choose. Also the market, also the agency. I don't think you can resize the agency actually. Nope. So all those windows, you can choose whatever you want to do with them. So let's head out and start with part 2. And it's the right side of the windows. We are going to do that right now. So now that we are outside, you will see that a couple of my windows are still there. So my locations are there, my chat is there, my personal assets are there, but my inventory isn't. Reason is the inventory window is acting different inside the station and outside the station. Now, it's not big of a deal. I would like to keep it same width and height dimensions as when I'm inside. So, and I will lock it in place, and now it will remember it and it will keep it in that spot. Okay, next, I'm going to try to position it a little bit so that you can, okay, this looks good. So that you can view it as good as I can. On the right side, by default, we have the selected item window and the overview window. You can reposition them as well. Oops. And as far as you want, you can position wherever you want. Same, I would like to have it in the right upper corner for the selected items, and for the overview right beneath it. Possible that I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. It depends on the windows I will be adding next. For sure, I will make this one smaller for now. And maybe I need to quickly explain what this selected item window is. So whenever you are in space and you select something, for example, I'm going to select this jump gate for Acura, you will see some options here. So you can align to it. So your ship will align directly with its nose towards the jump gate. You can warp to it within 0 meters. Let me try something. Yes, you can set the default warp. It means that now I set it to 0. You can set it to 1000 meters, 5000 meters, 10,000 meters, whatever. It means that when you press this button, warp to, it will warp to that object, gate, ship, moon, whatever, with the settings you set here. I want to keep it on 0 because it makes more sense, especially when you warp to a station and you want to dock. This is more handy to just be as close as possible to your object. The next one is jump. So what this button will do is it will warp you to the gate and then initiate the jump sequence. If you do warp, you will need to do an additional jump, so you need to click twice. So this jump button does the same actions but in one click. You also have orbit, so that means that you can fly around your object. Here you can also set a default distance, I think the default distance is 500 meters. I like to set the default on 2500 meters, especially for beginners, because most of the weaponry and mining equipment will have a fall off range of somewhere about 5000 meters. So whenever you orbit for 2500 meters, your equipment will always work. Of course, you can change those settings anyway or any time you want. The next one is keep at range. This is good for when you're attacking people or for PvE when you're doing missions. Always investigate what the range is of your enemies and try to keep as far as possible from that enemy. So here you can click and you can set a keep at range. For example, let's say his firing rate is 10,000 meters, so that means you want to stay away for 15,000 meters, for example, so he will never hit you, or it will be very hard to hit you. You also have the target button. It means you can target one of your opponents, or you also will need this for mining to target an asteroid. You can look at. It means that your view will change to that ship or asteroid or moon or whatever. You have track, so you keep tracking on it while flying. You have the show info. Now the show info button, I never click that. It's, I think maybe once. What I usually do is right click the object I want info on and then go to show info. For me, that is working faster than going to the upper right corner and click the eye. So this is working for me the best. Okay, that said, let's go further. So this overview window, per default we have 3 tabs. Later in this video I will explain how you can change those, right? And in the general tab you will see everything which is near you. Now there's not so much, but if you're in Jita, for example, there are hundreds of people. There is stuff floating around the stations. So yeah, you will be scrolling your way down everything which is here showed in the general tab. The tab mining, here you will see all mining locations. So here we have 4 asteroid belts. If you fly to one of those asteroid belts, maybe I will show you quickly. So let's warp to it. Let's go. Okay, there is somebody here. Maybe, oh, okay, he's mining. So let's not frighten him. So here I go back to the mining tab. Now you see all the asteroids which are hanging here. Zoom out a little bit, yeah, which are hanging here, and these are the asteroids which you can mine. The warp to tab are locations where you can warp to, including stations, but also moons and planets. So let's fly back so that the guy is not panicking. Alright, so while we are going back, there are 2 important scanner windows that we want, or that I want. And you can find them in 2 ways. Or you press, that's what we are going to do first. We will do first the D scan, the directional scanner. So you can press the letter V on your keyboard. It will open up this window. or you can press here next to your capacitor on scanners, and then here click the directional scanner. It will open this window. Now this window, what it does is here on the right side, whenever oh, my apologies, I opened the wrong one. I opened the probe scanner instead of, oh no, open the directional scanner. Oh, so okay, he's showing both, but that's fine. I can do the explanation in one time then. So whenever you scan, it will show you everything which is around you. It will show wrecks, it will show other players, which is very handy when you're in space. Remember that I talked about the local chat window, where you need to keep an eye on whoever is coming into the system. So here in this window, you move this a little bit smaller. The name is less important. I want to see the type, ship, and I want to see the distance. Whenever you're hanging somewhere in space and you press scan or the letter V on your keyboard, it will do, every time you press the letter V, it will do a scan. It will say, or it will tell you, the distance between you and the object. Whenever you see a local or one of the ships here coming closer to you, it could be that when you're mining, of course, that this guy is also coming to you to mine, but it's possible that he's coming to you to gank you. So this is really important. Now, yeah, this is nice. This is nice scenery, but it is really annoying me because I cannot see my environment in space. This view, I want to see this view at all times. So what should we do is we're going to detach this window by clicking this icon. You see, open in separate window. I'm going to click it, and you see it will now create a window which I can move around. I will also do the same with the probe scanner. What is a probe scanner? This is actually more of interest when you do exploration missions or whatever you want to explore in space. You will need to have some extra equipment like a probe scanner and some probes. The directional scanner is by default attached in your ship. You don't need to buy any equipment for this. For the probe scanner you will need to. But what the probe scanner is doing by default, it will always show you whenever you're in a system whatever type of signatures that are there for you to scan. Some of them are already accessible, then you see here an icon to warp to. Some of them will have a 0%. The 0% ones you need to scan down with a probe scanner, and then you will be able to fly through them. It can be a wormhole, it can be a data site, a relic site, a combat site. You have different kinds of signatures, but if you scan them down, you will see what it is. You can fly, and whatever you want to do there, you can do there. I'm going to detach this screen as well. So I have two separate windows, and then I'll close this one. The probe scanner is for in just a second. The directional scanner, I'm going to place it right underneath my overview. Maybe I'm going to put it a little bit lower. I'm going to make my overview window a little bigger. Yeah, maybe like so. But I advise for the directional scanner, always keep the angle at 360 degrees, and the range, you can play a little bit with it. More to the left is closer to you, more to the right it's further from you, and it's like that you can keep track of everything which is happening around you. Okay, so we have these two. And then we have the directional scanner. I'm going to place it in corner down. So this is about the view I have while I'm playing. There's one thing missing in this view. Oh no, there's also about the capacitor. What I usually do is I'm dragging it entirely to the left, like so. I'm going to make a little explanation for the capacitor window too. Here you can choose display or don't display the passive modules. By default, they are displayed. I don't have any passive modules here right now, I think, so it will not make a difference. Ah yes, right. So the mining laser upgrade is a passive module, so now you cannot see it. But actually you don't need to see it because it's passive. You don't need to click it while doing something. It will just work as is. So therefore I hide them. The display readout is also nice. It's here. It will say how much percentage of shield, and it's like this. So the shield, the armor, and the structure, how much you have, percentage. You will also see the visuals, of course, but I like to display that as percentage. You can also choose to have it in numbers, but I like to have it in percentage. Utility buttons is by default. Zoom buttons, I keep them deselected. That's also default. The sensor overlay, that's also nice. You see it's changing. It will display everything here. So if you hover it, you can see here what it is displaying, what it isn't displaying. What else? Everything is by default. If you like this capacitor window on the top of your screen, you can also choose here to have it on the top of your screen. You can still drag it around left and right, but I don't like it to have it on the top. I prefer it to have it at the bottom. Let's keep it. And I was telling you that there's still one thing missing, and what I didn't explain yet is you also have a window for your drones. So, but before I can show you, I need to dock.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
And I will need to add a drone into my drone bay. So I have here a drone, drag it to the drone bay, and as of now I have one drone within my ship. So I can go out again. Like so. And now, I don't know if you see it, another window popped up. And this window is telling me that I have a drone in my drone bay, and I can right click it and launch the drone. Oops, I don't have the correct skills yet, but okay, it's okay. We don't need them to be in local space for this demo. So whenever you want to have your drones in local space, you can just click and drag them, or right click and launch drones. If you have multiple drones in your window or in your ship or in space, you can put them in groups. So here you can say move drone to a new group. And what I always like to do, now here you see I was already playing with them. So what I would like to do is I would like to separate fighter drones from mining drones. And here you can just say new group, type the name of the group you want, Click OK, and it is grouped. Whenever you want to leave this group, right click it, move drone out of this group, and the group is gone. Now I like to have this also right side. What I did before is I made this probe scanner window smaller and I tried to fit that below. I was playing around here. It's possible, it's still possible. I was playing around here like so, and then trying to fit it. Oh no, I need to make it even smaller. This is not so handy. It could work, but what I now doing is I'm dragging this drone window on top of the probe scanner window. So it's creating tabs. I don't always need those windows active at all times. And that makes it easier because I can now make this probe scanner a little bit bigger again. But I can also make the directional scan and the overview window a little bit bigger, so I can see more. So this is better for me. Whenever I want to see the drones, I click the drones window, click the probe scanner window. This is working for me way much better. So this is about it. I hope this was very helpful for you. Meantime, I'm going to jump to dock again. If you have any questions about what I explained or something is not working, leave a comment below. I will try to help you as quick and as good as possible. In the next video, I want to go over how you can change your overview window, the one that we had here in the top right corner, to make it a little bit more how it should be actually. Okay, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you in the next movie. Bye bye.